Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. My name is Hannah and on this channel I post a ton of anti-MLM content. I'll link a playlist here and down below. This is my big anti-MLM commentary playlist. There's over 80 videos on it for your YouTube binging pleasure. And as always, if any of that kind of content does sound interesting to you, I would love it if you would consider subscribing, consider liking this video. All of those things really help to support my channel and I appreciate you so much for doing that. And for today, I'm bringing you MLM Top Fails number 44, and a good portion of the beginning of this video is just kind of like MLM news, like recent MLM events that have happened in the past week that are shocking, surprising, and definitely worth talking about. So let's just jump right in. The first thing I want to address that happened this week is apparently Kendra Scott is becoming an MLM. I guess to be more clear, the jewelry company Kendra Scott is launching an MLM side of their business. It's my understanding that you can still purchase their products in stores, you can still purchase their products through their website, but they're launching like this female empowerment entrepreneurship side, which I just cannot help but roll my eyes at. We're going to talk about it. But a few days ago, they announced this on their Facebook page first. I'm going to link this Facebook post in the description if you want to go and check out the comments. They are highly entertaining. But on the Kendra Scott Facebook page, they posted, "Today we are so excited to introduce you to Direct Retail by Kendra Scott, a new channel that creates an opportunity for us to champion entrepreneurs within the Kendra Scott brand. Led by our guiding values of family, fashion, and philanthropy, it also allows us to connect with new customers who believe in these core pillars just as much as we do. Kendra started this business with just $500 and a dream, and Direct Retail by Kendra Scott provides the opportunity for others to do the same. Every community stylist is able to run their business on their terms with style and purpose. Philanthropy is built into everything we do, and this expansion will allow us to create good in more communities than ever. Learn more about this exciting new channel and how you can be involved." Then they post this graphic. It says, "Your business on your terms with style and purpose. Become a community stylist and do good within your local community." So this screams MLM. Okay, it is reeking the stench of multi-level marketing. You click on this link and it says how it works. Step 1, purchase sample jewelry kits and take the Kendra Scott store experience anywhere. Step number 2, get orders shipped directly to your customers' homes. Step number 3, earn a generous commission on sales while creating good. And to top it all off, women supporting women. Join an inclusive group of women who lead with their hearts and lift each other up as entrepreneurs, creating good in their local communities. If you watch a lot of my videos or you consume a lot of anti-MLM content in general, you are well aware of the fact that multi-level marketing business opportunities are so terrible for women. It is the furthest thing from women supporting women, but that is the fallacy that they try to promote, and Kendra Scott appears to be jumping on that bandwagon. If you click on the Become a Stylist button, it takes you to this page that says, as a community stylist, you will run your own Kendra Scott business outside of the traditional four walls of retail. Community stylists work flexibly, creating the hours and schedules that work for them as 1099 contractors for Direct Retail by Kendra Scott. Inspired by Kendra Scott's own story of building this brand with just $500 in a dream, blah, 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 blah. We heard this all before. As a stylist, you will purchase sample selling kits, plural, kits with an S, not just one, ranging from $199 to $1,499 that allow you to take the Kendra Scott store experience anywhere. Engage your customers through social media, in-person and virtual parties, fundraising events, and one-on-one styling in the way that suits you best. All orders are completed seamlessly through your dedicated website and shipped directly to your customer's home. You'll earn a generous commission on sales, all while making an impact on your local community. Gross, disgusting, I hate it. And as you can tell from this information presented already, this has all of the pillars of an MLM. Be a business owner, you're a 1099 contractor, you're an entrepreneur, you have to buy a starter kit, you're selling to customers, you're hosting parties, you're directing them to your custom website, you're selling through social media in the comfort of your own home, this is women supporting women. Like, it checks every single box. But unfortunately for Kendra Scott, they were not receiving the feedback that they had expected, I'm assuming. The comments on this post are flooded with people being like, this is the worst decision you could make, I'm not supporting this company anymore. Why would you do this? As I said before, I'm gonna link this Facebook post in the description. If you are in the need for some entertainment, there are over 1,000 comments absolutely destroying this company for becoming an MLM. And within 4 hours of the company announcing this direct retail entrepreneurship business opportunity, they clearly realized, like, oh crap, people are not happy with us. And so they make this comment on the post. "We believe that true entrepreneurship is born from women supporting women. However, we are not not launching this program as an MLM. Our direct retail platform is built as a direct selling model run by business-minded entrepreneurs with no emphasis on recruitment or building teams. We have a responsibility to use our talents to create good in the world, and we know there are so many more opportunities to impact local communities where Kendra Scott does not have reach. But our store's website and wholesale partners will continue to be integral to our Kendra Scott brand. And let me just tell you, people are not buying it, okay? It is still 100% an MLM. They have very carefully worded this to say no emphasis on recruitment or building teams. But you know what? They legally have to say that, because if they were to say, oh yeah, we put a lot of emphasis on recruitment and building teams, that would pretty much be incriminating them for being a pyramid scheme. So of course they're saying no emphasis on recruitment. Every MLM says that. Every single MLM will tell you up front, oh, we don't have an emphasis on that, but they're not confirming or denying that they compensate for that. At this point, they have not released their compensation plan, so there's no way for us to know right now how much people are compensated for selling versus how well they are compensated for recruiting. But basically them commenting and saying, oh, we're not an MLM, we don't emphasize recruiting, that means nothing to me, because every single MLM ever will say this too. MLMs love to claim that they're not MLMs because the term multi-level marketing, or MLM, has a very negative reputation and connotation these days, and people don't want to be associated with an MLM. That's why they're calling themselves direct selling, direct retail, social selling. Like, they're starting to change the terminology to get away from the negative thing of MLM and associate them with this new term that is not in any way different than an MLM. It's just not called an MLM. That's all Kendra Scott is doing right now. And let me tell you, people in the comments are not taking it. They are not buying it. They are calling them out on this time and time again. And Kendra Scott cannot respond. And they're just responding with this copy and paste message. We're not an MLM. We're not an MLM. But they are refusing to answer people's comments and questions about how much is somebody compensated for recruitment. You say that there's no emphasis on recruitment, but does your compensation plan outline getting paid to recruit or not? Because if it does, then you are an MLM. Until they show us the compensation plan and they prove to us that recruitment and building teams is not a thing, it's safe to assume that this is just another MLM pretending that they're not. In fact, I left my own comment on this post. I said, so unbelievably disappointing. I create anti-MLM content on YouTube, and I've worn Kendra Scott in most of my videos, and that is true. Very poor move on the company's part, and I will be retiring my Kendra Scott jewelry from here on out. So I feel the need to address this right now, that yes, I have a Kendra Scott necklace and matching earrings, and I wore them in a ton of my videos. Like, a lot of my videos, okay? That necklace and earring set was like the only nice jewelry I owned for a long time. And so moving forward, here I am, I'm gonna be doing like anti-MLM content. People are gonna be like, but she's wearing a freaking Kendra Scott necklace. Oh my gosh, it's just so embarrassing. So anyway, for the record, the moment that Kendra Scott announced they were going the MLM route, I am not wearing that jewelry anymore. Quite frankly, I might be throwing it in the garbage, which makes me really, really sad because I love them so much, but I can't support it and I will not be wearing it in my videos especially. Also, this is kind of unrelated but somewhat entertaining. Nicole replies to my comment saying, I create anti-MLM content on YouTube. Clown face, clown face, clown face. I wonder what MLM she's in. Leave your guess down below. What MLM do we think Nicole belongs to? In other MLM news from the last week, Monat was caught releasing a design on their Monat Gear official Instagram page that is suspiciously similar to a design originally created by a company called le-vel. Here is a reel that Monat posted on their Instagram account specifically dedicated to their merch and to their apparel that they sell to their own reps, which is a whole other issue in itself. But the back of the shirt says, "The world needs your magic," and it has the Monat logo on the front. People immediately saw this and they were like, that looks really familiar. Where did you get that design? Very quickly it came out that the original design was from an Instagram account called Dressed in le-vel. The website is called Dressed in le-vel. I'll have that link down below. And from the looks of it, Monat didn't even try to change it up. They literally went copy, paste, slap a Monat logo on it and we'll call it our own. In my opinion, it allegedly appears that this was copied and that Monat took a design from a smaller creator and tried to make it their own. Of course, as soon as people caught on to the fact that they allegedly stole someone else's design, they went to the comments on the Monat reel and they were tagging the original creator like, hey, look at this. And the account Dressed in le-vel commented saying, what in the world? I've had tons of people send me this today. Sad to see you guys knocked off one of my best-selling tees from a company who's supports women supposedly, disappointing. After that account commented and called them out for taking their design, Monat just conveniently deleted the reel, just took it down, doesn't exist. You can't find that sweatshirt on the Monat website anymore. So big yikes there. This would not be the first time that Monat apparently, supposedly, allegedly took someone else's design. Monat came out with a serum last year that was basically the same exact packaging and concept as an herbivore botanicals serum. I covered that situation in a different video. I can link that here if you want to go see that. But the point being, this isn't Monat's first rodeo of taking the intellectual property of someone else and creating their own products out of that design. If you thought that we were done with MLM news, you would be sadly mistaken. I wish we were done, but we're not. The next thing that started happening in the past week is that Monat reps' new favorite thing to do apparently is to claim that Beyonce uses their products. They used to claim that the Kardashians were the ones using Monat. I've already debunked that on my channel too. And now they've moved on to Beyonce apparently. Similar to the Kardashians, the reasoning behind claiming that Beyonce uses Monat is because someone who once upon a time worked on Beyonce's hair joined as a market partner. They joined the Monat business opportunity. The person who joined Monat, her name is Nakia Rashawn. I'm so sorry, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but it appears that Nakia has been Beyonce's hairstylist in the past. Most recently, she is the credited hairstylist for Beyonce's Super Bowl look. And Nakia just recently announced on her Instagram that she has joined Monat as a market partner. And since that moment, Monat Huns have taken to the rooftops to scream that Beyonce uses Monat. Here's a few reasons why that is incredibly misleading and untrue. Reason number one, Nakia herself posted a disclaimer on her Instagram story saying that none of my clients endorse Monat. This is my own thing. None of my clients are affiliated with it. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get my own screen recording of Nakia saying this, but the anti-MLM account Detective Lovey did get a screenshot, and she has it saved to her Instagram story highlight called Celebrity, so I'll play that little clip right here.
Hey guys, I am super freaking excited. I'm like on cloud 9 because I haven't even got my latest drink yet. I'll share more with you guys on why I joined Monat and why I'm trying to tell everyone about this. I do want to put a disclaimer out there for all of you because I have a lot of people that follow me for my work in the business of entertainment here, all that. I'm no way, none of my clients endorse these products. None of my clients are connected with the products. I personally love the products myself and I use them and I love them. They are changing my life, literally. And I just want everyone to know about them. So I just want to clear that up and just say I'm so thankful. So thank you. So thankful for my Monat community.
So from the hairstylist herself, she's saying none of my clients endorse this. That's not a thing. This is my own business venture that I'm embarking on. That's really a bummer that that's the business venture she's embarking on, but that is proof that Beyonce is not affiliated with this in any way. Reason number two, just because Nakia has styled Beyonce's hair in the past does not mean that she is Beyonce's sole hairstylist. In fact, Beyonce's primary hairstylist is Neil Farina. You just have to Google it. It's not that hard to find. Reason number three that this is completely bogus is that even if Nakia was Beyonce's primary hairstylist, that does not automatically mean that Nakia uses Monat on Beyonce. And reason number four is that Monat themselves addressed the fact that although we love Beyonce, we have never said that she used our products. And so that shows me that market partners are taking this to that extra level all on their own. The lack of regulations, of consistency, of fact-checking these things is completely insane. Please remember that people in MLMs can quite literally say whatever they want, and unless their compliance catches them, they're gonna get away with it. I even had somebody send me a DM this week, and that person was getting cold messaged by a Monat rep, and the Monat rep told her, Beyonce uses our products. So she sent me a screenshot, and she was like, is this true? Does Beyonce use Monat? And I was like, oh my god. It has not even been 24 hours since this news came out that some hairstylist somewhere joined Monat, and now all of a sudden they are spreading it like wildfire, trying to use it to recruit people. It is insanity. And they did this with the Kardashians too. They saw that one hairstylist who occasionally does some of the Kardashians' hair promoted one Monat product in one article one time, and now all of a sudden the Kardashians use Monat. It is ludicrous. The lengths that Monat reps will go to grasp at straws, to reach for something, to legitimize their products is astounding. And actually, this is not a joke. This is very, very serious. It's not all fun and games, okay? You can't just be taking people's photos and using it to promote something that they don't endorse. I would not be surprised if Beyonce had partnerships or agreements with competing companies. And if word gets around to her or her team that people are saying that she's promoting something she's not, that's a huge legal mess that you do not want to find yourself in. So if you are a market partner and on the very, very off chance that you're watching this video, it's probably in your best interest to stop claiming that Beyonce uses Monat because she doesn't. Those are all the things I wanted to talk about as far as like new and trending MLM news. This next thing I'm going to show you is actually a very short Zoom call. It's like a 15-minute Zoom call between two reps from the MLM company Amer. I think that's how you pronounce it, Amer. They call themselves the Mental Wellness Company. So yikes, it's pretty obvious which types of people they prey on. They sell supplements that claim to fix every aspect of your physical and mental health. They have weight loss supplements, they have energy supplements, they have mental health supplements. It's extremely problematic and predatory marketing coming from this company, but this call in particular, like I said, is pretty short, but it is juicy. Okay, these women out themselves for being in a pyramid scheme like 5 different times. It is wildly, wildly entertaining.
How are you? Okay, so for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jen, and I am coming in today with such a hot topic. We're going to be talking about money, finances, residual income, paying off debt. And I'm so excited because I have my friend here, Lauren, with me. She's going to help me. But Lauren is a Ramsey Solution Master Financial Coach. Okay, if you guys have heard of Dave Ramsey, I want you to drop me a Ramsey in the comments below. If you haven't heard of him, he's like the guru, wouldn't you say, Lauren, of just like financial everything?
Oh, yes. If people have not heard of Dave Ramsey, they've been living under a rock.
It's so true.
I don't know much about Dave Ramsey other than he's a financial guru and MLM Huns idolize him. It's like Dave Ramsey, Tony Robbins, and Rachel Hollis are like the holy trinity of the MLM boss babe wealth mindset.
Well, Lauren has studied under him and taught two Financial Peace University classes for him. And I'm just so blessed because not only is she a business coach, a financial coach, helping people get out of debt and an expert in that area, she's also one of my business partners. And so I wanted to bring her on and I wanted to interview her because lately we have had so much momentum here at the Mental Wellness Company. Not only, so we've been having it with the products, right? Lauren, we have people getting their life back. We have people coming off medication. We have people who have gone to the doctors where the doctors did blood work and said to them, you're perfectly fine. Yeah, exactly. Happened to me too. And came home and said, Jen, I know that I'm not perfectly fine. I just know it, right? You just know it. So we're having people's lives being completely changed, but not only momentum with the products, but also momentum with the business. So many of you know that I have over doubled what I made as a teacher. You saw me come home from Cabo with about 15, 16 team members who earned that trip. A lot of moms being able to stay home with their kids, having financial success. And so I thought, what better way than to, and I wanted to tell you, I counted up yesterday, over 41 people in my organization are at a rank where their guaranteed income is $1,000 or more. So a lot of you are like, do you really make money in a network marketing company? 41 people, at least in my organization or more, have that guaranteed income of 1,000 or more.
What? First of all, the way that she's phrasing this is almost like, I have 41 people on my team that I can deem to be as financially successful, right? She's like, these 41 are making $1,000 or more, and those are my success stories. Which to me, hearing the number 41, I'm like, that's a pretty big team. But the way that she's phrasing it is like, that's not even all the people on her team. Those are just the successful ones. So how many other people does she have to have on her team that she isn't mentioning? This just tells me that she was able to supposedly double her teaching income because she has a very large team of people under her that allow her to do that. And then her phrasing when she's talking about the $1,000 is also very interesting, because she said, I have 41 teammates that are making $1,000 or more. What does she mean by that? $1,000 a week? $1,000 a month? $1,000 a year? She just said they're making a guaranteed $1,000 income. And I'm like, what are we talking about here? What's the time frame? And going off of that, she can't use the word guaranteed either. Nothing in an MLM is guaranteed as far as income goes. And finally, it's a weird dynamic where she's out here boasting the fact that she's doubled her teaching income, but then she's also boasting the fact that, like, a lot of people on my team make more than $1,000. Last I checked, teachers make far more than $1,000 in a single month or a single year. So what does that say about this opportunity? All this tells me right here is that she makes the most money because she sits at the top of this really big team, but the members of that team consider just $1,000 to be like some kind of financial success story. What she just implied was that I make a ton of money because I'm at the top, but how great is it that a portion, a fraction of my team get to make $1,000? In my opinion, that's not something to be bragging about. $1,000 is a significant amount of money, but it becomes less significant when you recognize that she supposedly makes double a teacher's salary. But how wonderful is it that she has 41 successful people making $1,000 under her? It's just a very odd thing for her to say.
So it's pretty exciting, lots of momentum. So I brought in my business partner, friend, and expert in finances because I want to ask her a couple questions. So Lauren, I know with Christmas here, I've been talking a lot to people about starting a business. And I've had the answer, people have responded back to me and they said things like, well, I'm already a teacher, or I'm already a holistic health coach, or I'm a hairdresser. I don't know if I want to make this switch where now I become a network marketer. And I tried to talk to them about how important it is to have a second income stream. And I wondered if you could maybe start out and touch base on that a little bit about the importance of having a second income stream.
Absolutely. Thank you for the chance to share today. So a lot of people begin network marketing to make a lifestyle change. They're like me. They used to be a teacher, but maybe they want to be a stay-at-home mom. They want in this season of life to have more time freedom with their family. But a lot of people start for financial provision because they find that an additional stream of income is something that's needed. Financially, our lives are very different than they were in like the Leave It to Beaver days, right? Where mom stayed home and her full-time was homemaker, and dad went to work and the kids went to school, and dad could support the family through his average Joe job, right? That is just not the case for most American families. Most families are $400 away from an emergency that they don't have the money to pay it off. And so when that happens, you have to put the emergency on a credit card, and then you have to work for several months to pay that off because there's nothing extra. And so I'm really passionate about helping people who already have found their career that they love, picking up an additional stream of income through network marketing or whatever else it is that they choose. There's so many options, but having an additional stream of income is key. The average millionaire has 7 streams of income. And so when you're looking at your family, you got to think, okay, so if dad has a full-time job and mom has a full-time job, what else are we going to do to get those 7 streams, right? And network marketing is a great additional stream of income. And with $500 a month, that's life-changing money. I mean, you said you have 41 people in your organization making at least $1,000 a month or more. That's really game-changing when you're able to take that money, plug it into a Roth IRA to save for retirement, use it to pay off debt, to build your emergency savings fund, to pay for an annual vacation. I mean, there's so much that you can do with that.
I just want to point out again that the First Lady did not specify that those 41 people were making $1,000 a month. The Second Lady just interpreted it that way. And maybe it's true. Maybe she did mean to say a month and she didn't. But regardless, even if 41 people on her team are making $1,000 a month, that's $12,000 a year. That is still nowhere close to a full-time income. Nowhere close. Especially when you deduct all your expenses and you take out taxes. So again, she gets to make apparently double a full-time income while people on her team are making a fraction of a full-time income. Additionally, the Second Lady starts off by saying, oh, people join an MLM MLM for a second stream of income, to cover bills, to cover emergencies. And then she immediately diverts and is like, millionaires have 7 streams of income. So if parent 1 has a job and parent 2 has a job, where are the other 5 streams gonna come from? And it's like, wait a second, I thought we were just talking about like a little extra cash on the side for like emergency funds or bills. And now you're suggesting that we need this MLM if we're gonna become a millionaire. We see this very mixed messaging a lot from people in MLMs. It's used to intentionally confuse the listener and to make them wrongly believe that the MLM has the potential to provide them with whatever kind of financial success they want, whether that's just to make a little extra money or whether that's to become a millionaire. The subliminal messaging here is that this opportunity is what you make of it and that you can work hard for whatever you want and that you are in control of the outcome, which we know is a fallacy.
Awesome. So, okay, I want to touch on the elephant in the room, because a lot of times when I talk to people, as soon as they find out that it's network marketing, they're like, oh, I'm not interested in that. And here you are, an expert in financial coaching. You have so many different avenues at your fingertips that you could get involved in, yet you chose this industry as a way to produce an income for your family. Can you touch base a little bit on that whole elephant in the room? What do you tell people when they're like, oh, network marketing? Why did you choose that, Lauren?
In a word, flexibility, and in another word, unlimited potential. I guess that's 3 words total. But seriously, you guys, when you're talking about your busy life, you already have a job or you're already busy with all your community and family obligations, having something that's flexible. It's not like, come to work from, 9 to 5 every day or from 4 to 8 every day. It is on your schedule. And so I'm not a nooks and crannies person. I'm a scheduled time person because I take my business seriously. And that's what we typically recommend. But when you can fit your business into a 30-minute chunk each day or 2 30-minute chunks, you're able to get so much done if you're focused during that time. And that flexibility that it provides you is unreal. But there's also the piece of unlimited earning potential. I love that in this industry, you can choose your path. Some people join with a welcome pack and they want to share the products with friends and family to get a discount on products they would already use anyway. Some people want to be more of an affiliate where they're sharing their link. They like the products. They'll share about the products. They'll get some customers. But then some people catch the vision and they see, I know that I have passion about this, but I also have a passion for helping other people with their health and their finances. You want to bring more good about in the world. And so you become a team leader. And a lot of times people will think, well, like, I'm not a leader. But when you have systems for duplication that you can plug people into, where you can just focus on pouring into them and believing in them, helping them get plugged in with what we have here, it is just absolutely phenomenal.
Here's the craziest thing. If I didn't tell you what MLM company they were with, how would you even know? Could you even tell? Honestly, I couldn't, because they all regurgitate the same 10 talking points, the same 10 buzzwords, the same 10 platitudes over and over and over again. It's nauseating. There's absolutely zero originality behind what they're saying. It is robotic. I was taking notes as she was speaking and she just said, catch the vision, unlimited earning potential, plugged into the system, systems for duplication, pouring into people. Ew. Stop saying pouring into people. It's disgusting. Like, is there an MLM handbook somewhere that I'm missing? Like, when you join an MLM, does somebody from the Direct Selling Association just appear on your doorstep and like hand you the manual for how to be a boss babe? Because I'm serious, this is alarming. It doesn't matter what company these people are from, they all say the same things. And this is a thought control cult tactic from the BITE model that says the use of loaded language and cliches which constrict knowledge, stop critical thoughts, and reduce complexity into platitudinous buzzwords, because they all say the same empty things with no substance behind them. Like, what does pouring into people mean? What does getting plugged in mean? These are little phrases that are unique to the industry of multi-level marketing, and they lack substance. They don't really mean anything, but they sound really fancy and they sound kind of cool and kind of nice. And so people just accept it. They're like, oh, I'm going to join this MLM and that people are going to pour into me and I'm going to plug into their systems. And it's like, nobody really knows what that means, but everyone's just going with it and regurgitating it because it sounds nice. And it makes everyone feel like there is some kind of sense of legitimacy in an otherwise ridiculous business model.
And it's like you said, people don't make money at those things, right? But here people do. I love the simplicity of our compensation plan. Enroll 5 people, make $500. And when you do that every month and then help the people on your team do the same, it's no wonder you have people on your team making such a good residual income because you have the systems in place to help them do that.
Supposedly this woman is like a finance expert, but what she just said completely discredits her in my opinion. She just gave the recruit 5 friends who recruit 5 friends example, which is such a classic and easy way to show the instability of the multi-level marketing business model. This is an Excel spreadsheet that I found on Reddit, posted by the Reddit user Ghost of What's I a Name, and it is showing us that if we start at the top and we recruit our 5 friends who recruit 5 who recruit 5 who recruit 5, as she was just advising you to do to be successful in this business model, we can see that after 15 cycles, after simple exponential math, we reach a total of 7.6 billion people in the pyramid. And that's a very big issue when you consider that there are 7.7 billion people on planet Earth. And that number includes children, the elderly, and people who live in countries where MLMs do not operate. So the fact that this finance expert thinks that there is, quote, unlimited earning potential in MLMs and does not seem to understand that this is an unsustainable business model is all I need to know for her to be discredited in my eyes.
Yeah, and I know one of the things that we connect so deep on is your background is teaching, just like my background is teaching. So before you were a financial coach, you were an elementary teacher, and you understand the importance of these systems because people coming in from any walk of life can just plug right in, right? It's just like setting up your curriculum for your kids, you're setting up your process for people to come in. And you know how detailed us teachers can be. So making sure there's no holes. Okay, so I need to know, when you talk about network marketing, there are so many different companies that you could partner with, right? Why did you specifically choose the mental wellness company to come into to want to build residual income with?
Right. Well, I had been in network marketing for several years, and I was in a place where I was going through a mental health crisis. And I found these products because of that mental health crisis.
In other words, I was really struggling, and this company's products claimed to cure me, and my vulnerabilities were preyed on, and I wasn't successful in my last MLM, so I jumped on this new business opportunity.
And I found myself at a crossroads where I can continue with the company that I'm at and be a customer at the mental wellness company. And that would have been ethically fine. But I looked at the compensation plan. I looked at some other things, and it went from, weighing my options to being like, oh my gosh, I can't not join the mental wellness company. So some of the things that I found out, there's actually 21,000 network marketing companies in the world. And there's one that is the mental wellness company.
I don't know where she's pulling that number 21,000 companies from. To my knowledge, there's like 200 to 300. I don't know where that came from. But she keeps referring to it as the mental wellness company. There's only one that's the mental wellness company. Let's be clear that that is just a trademarked name that your company gave itself. A predatory nickname at that. And they just sell supplements. That's like the most common type of MLM there is. Even MLM companies that do not start out in the supplement industry tend to bleed into that product market eventually. Young Living, Monat, Arbonne, doTERRA. Just off the top of my head, those are a few examples of MLMs that did not start out selling supplements and now they do. A supplement MLM is like the least revolutionary thing on the planet, and it is laughable that they are trying to frame it that way.
And there's not a better time, not just in the timing of our company that we're so new, we're past that risky startup stage, but we're not at the point where a lot of people have heard of us yet. And so, but there's also the timing in a grand picture, like society, America, the world is ready for this mental wellness mission that we have. And I'm so excited to provide holistic solutions to adults and kids who are struggling.
Oh, kids. Great. We're going to prey on children now too.
It's no accident, I feel, that this company was formed just before a global pandemic happened. Are you kidding me? And it's not just that has affected our mental wellness. It's all the ripple effects of that. People losing their jobs, people feeling isolated, just so many life changes that have happened, kids having to learn online, people having to work from home. It's just been so many changes. And so mental wellness has never been a more important or poignant message than it is right now.
Let's just prey on people whose mental health has been wrecked by a global pandemic while we're at it. I mean, she's not wrong that in this day and age, people are struggling with their mental health more than ever, and it is absolutely an issue that needs to be addressed. But joining a supplement pyramid scheme is not the solution. Lifestyle changes under the direction of a healthcare professional, that could be a solution. Therapy could be a solution. Prescription medication could be a solution. $140 happy juice is not the solution.
But having no competitors, not just in terms of we're the only mental wellness company in the direct sales space, but also the fact that when you join as a distributor with our company, chances are you're going to be the one to introduce 90 to 100% of your network to these products in this company. I mean, if you say timing doesn't matter, like, you're crazy. You're just ignoring logic, right? It's just a fact.
It's so true. I mean, when I started to present it to my network, I was probably the first person. Nobody had ever heard of our company.
So the key to success is to get in early before anybody knows about it and before the market is oversaturated, you say? Pyramid scheme, pyramid scheme.
And I too found the company based on the products. I was struggling. And I'm a researcher. My husband's a researcher. I call myself a supplement snob. I'm looking for the cleanest. And the thing is Lauren, you find things that are clean, but then they don't really work. They're not effective. And what I loved about these products is not only were they clean, but I could tell a difference when I started taking the products. And I was actually getting to the root and helping my body heal instead of slapping a Band-Aid on it. And you're right, when I did research, there wasn't anything else out there giving me a holistic approach to my mental health. And so when I went to the doctor, it was like, well, if you think you don't feel fine, there's this medication that you could be on. And I didn't want to go that route. So I'm very thankful.
Way to shame people who are on medication for their mental health. Love that. Just because that's not a solution for you does not mean that it doesn't literally save lives. And that is extremely dangerous territory that we are getting into when an MLM company calls themselves the mental wellness company. And their reps are out here claiming that they have the holistic cure for your mental illness. But this opens the door to the possibility of someone refusing or quitting their prescription medication because they think that happy juice is going to cure them. And that is incredibly irresponsible for them to be promoting.
All right, last question for you. So tell us a little bit about when is a good time to launch a business? I mean, Christmas is right around the corner. Would you tell people, hang tight, wait till the new year? It's crazy right now. What do you look for when you tell people, oh my gosh, jump now because of this reason? What would you say?
Yeah, there's no time like the present. Seriously.
How many of you saw the answer coming a mile away? Of course there's no time like the present because the scheme only thrives if there's a constant chain of recruitment. So you would never, under any circumstances, suggest that somebody wait to join. That's not a thing. You would never, ever, ever do that. You would get them in as quickly as possible, always.
I'll share my personal experience there. I joined last November, like more than halfway through the month. So it was like right before Thanksgiving. And a lot of people were like, oh my gosh, you're crazy. What are you doing? Like, you're about to get into the craziest time of year, right? And nobody spends their money on supplements or joining a business. I found that to be the opposite of the truth because right now people are stressed to the max. They are already thinking about their New Year's resolutions. And I'll tell you what, there's two main categories of New Year's resolutions that people have. It's improving their health, improving their finances. And when you have a company and a set of products and systems that help with both of those things, I mean, you have a recipe for a beautiful business to kick off the new year.
All right, so far we've admitted to leveraging poor mental health, the pandemic, and New Year's resolutions in order to recruit. I can't wait to see what else they admit to preying on.
And the thing is, if you start now, our company, our team specifically, has an awesome 11-day launch plan. And it's very plug and play. This is not something that you would spend hours on every day. I love that we use attraction marketing, and it's proven methods from people that have done this and experienced great success doing it. And the community of support that's available for you is just unmatched. It truly is. And so this is a great time to get involved, because once you start sharing and creating that curiosity about what you're starting, and it's not at all to say, oh, I've been taking these products for months and I feel great. It's just to invite people to learn more alongside you and share your excitement about joining a mental wellness company, because you know that there are some people out there that need what you have to offer.
Now she's admitting that you don't even have to be an expert. You don't even have to have tried the products for that long. You don't even have to have any results at all, because none of that matters, right? What truly matters is that you entice people and recruit them into this opportunity. This is unreal.
And I'll tell you, just from a financial coach perspective, so many people want to put off creating a stream of income. This is the thing I see the most. People will budget. They will cut out their wants, like, different subscriptions and stuff. And that's great. They will be conscious about their spending. They'll cut back on their spending on needs and set limits for themselves and all of those things. But here's the thing with inflation and the economy, if you're not getting at least a 5.4% raise every year, you're not keeping up with inflation. It's like getting a pay cut if you're not getting that much of a raise. My husband's a teacher. I know he's not getting a 5.4% raise every year. So it's up to me as the work from home financial coach, stay at home mama, to make that up and so much more. And I have been able to do that with the mental wellness company. I make far more than I did as a teacher. I'm able to be home with my kids in this season of life when I feel it's most important. My kids are 2 and 5, and to be able to spend this time with them and have the time freedom. And people ask me if I would go back to teaching when they're in school. And I kind of look at them like they have grown a third head, because why would I go back to having a boss when I have found so much freedom and fulfillment here?
Yes, totally. Well, friend, thank you so much for jumping on with me today and sharing your wisdom with us. I know that on Wednesday, tomorrow, the company is going to be doing a virtual event. It's usually about 45 minutes long, and it tells you a little bit more in detail. The biochemist comes on, he shares a little bit about the products, and then they talk a little bit about the business opportunity. If you want to be a fly on the wall and just hear a little bit more about what we're doing, or you can reach out to me personally and we can just connect on a Zoom or a phone call. I'd love to share a little bit more with you about what we're doing here, because Lauren, I don't know about you, but this has been the most fulfilling movement and mission that I've been able to be a part of. So, all right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Was that not the most jam-packed, incriminating Zoom call ever? They touched on the fact that it's not sustainable. They touched on the fact that you need to join early if you want to be successful. They talked about exactly who they prey on. They gave us endless examples of all the buzzwords that don't mean anything. Oh my God, it's so good. It's too good. A 15-minute Zoom call that included everything problematic about the MLM industry. The next thing I have to show you is coming from a former Color Street rep. She sent this to me herself, and this is her 1099 tax form that she just received. And when she shared it with me in Google Drive, she put like a little description about what the photo was, and she says, "I'm embarrassed to show this, but it's important for people to see. This is my 1099 from Color Street. I bought the majority of my sales, so technically most of this money was commissions from the money that I put into the business. So imagine how much I actually lost. I only had a handful of people buy 1 or 2 times." So this is obviously just a section of of the 1099 cutting out all of her personal information, but it is showing that she received $1,182.19 in non-employee compensation. That is her reported earnings from 2021. That is what Color Street paid her. Everybody in an MLM is a 1099 independent contractor. So everybody, when tax season rolls around, gets a 1099 form like this from their MLM. Notice how $0 has been taken out for federal taxes or state taxes, and this amount does not include any expenses that the person incurred over the last year. So this is showing us that this person got paid $1,182 from Color Street, but she's going to have to pay some of that back in taxes because it was not withheld earlier. And as she just admitted, she spent a lot of her own money just to hit the requirements to be eligible to be paid her commissions. And I do agree that this is really important to show and talk about because tax season is upon us, and everybody who's in an MLM has received this form by this point. And in a lot of ways, this income figure is very misleading. Some people may choose to look at this and be like, wow, I made a lot of money last year, because they're not considering what they have spent or what they owe back. Or some people might be viewing their 1099 as a wake-up call, as this person does. Like, wow, all I made last year was $1,100, and most of that was my own money that I put into the scheme. And regardless of the way that a person chooses to view this amount and the way that they interpret this amount, the truth is, the reality is that most people are going to see a figure on this 1099 that does not reflect an appropriate compensation for the amount of work that they did last year. Odds are that most people worked way longer and way harder than what they are being compensated for. And it's really important that people look at this objectively and they consider how much time and energy did I put in, how much money did I put in, and how much do I have to pay back in taxes, and then look at what's left over and really assess if that amount of money is worth all of the time that you spent. Most likely, the overwhelming majority would say no, it's not worth it. And it's my hope that if people really truly looked critically at that figure, that they would be able to recognize that this opportunity is not all that it's cracked up to be. I do have a trigger warning for the next thing I'm going to show you. This does deal with the death of a loved one, so if you are not comfortable hearing about this, please skip to the next clip. The person that sent me this photo already blocked off the person's username and their picture, and they cropped the caption, so I don't know the full caption here, but this is a photo of somebody taking a picture of their nails, and the caption says, "Forgot to post my manicure for my husband's funeral. I used Color Street's Never Forgotten." Typically when things are sent to me, I like to go and look at the post myself, do a little searching on that person's profile, and really make sure that what this appears to be is what's actually going on. Because what I am interpreting right here is absolutely vile. Going off the limited information I have, what appears to be happening here is a Color Street rep is using her husband's funeral, using the death of her spouse, to promote and sell nails. That makes me sick. That's what appears to be going on here, and if that is what's going on here, we have a real problem on our hands. I feel upset, I feel angry, and I want to make it clear that I'm not necessarily angry for this person for doing this. I am more angry at the fact that this person feels like they have to do this. What is wrong with the industry of multi-level marketing that has people out here feeling obligated to take the death of their spouse to use it as a pitch? The tone of this caption is like, "Oh, sorry guys, I forgot to post my nails earlier. I was grieving. Here's the nails that I wore for my husband's funeral." It indicates to me that somebody is in such a low and desperate place that they are using such an upsetting and devastating event to try and sell something. In other words, working their business at all costs, even during a time of grief. This falls perfectly into the category of absolutely absurd things that I've shown on my channel of MLM reps expressing the compulsion, it is a compulsion, to turn every single thing in their lives into an opportunity to sell something. I've shown you women pitching their business after giving birth, pitching while miscarrying, pitching immediately after their pet died tragically, now pitching after your husband dies. Like, where is the limit here? When have we gone too far? Because I keep thinking that we've crossed the line and we keep going further. Let's move on to something a little bit more lighthearted. Here is a very mature and very well-cited reel from a couple of Kangen water reps. It says, "Projections that come up about Kangen water. It's too expensive. There are interest-free finance options available. I can get the same thing for half the cost." No, you actually can't. It's a pyramid scheme. 9 to 5 is the real pyramid scheme. There's no science behind it. Yes, there is. Don't believe everything you read on the internet. I just love the middle fingers that are thrown in there. It's a nice, tasteful touch that really legitimizes the points that they're trying to make. I think my favorite part about this reel is the fact that they end by saying, don't believe everything you read on the internet. Yet, they provide absolutely zero resources to back up the claims that they're making. So I'm not supposed to believe things that I read on the internet, but I should believe two women flipping me off several times in an Instagram reel. I mean, perfect logic if you ask me. Tell me you don't have a valid argument without telling me you don't have a valid argument. And with that, my friends, that's all that I have for you for this MLM Top Fails video. And as always, before we go, I do have a comment shout out. This was a comment I got on MLM Top Fails 43, where I showed you a whole bunch of clips of Monat reps pretending to be corporate employees. Highly entertaining. And Carly says, for people who spend a lot of time bashing corporate jobs, they sure seem to enjoy pretending to be in one. And with that, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you, and I will see you in my next one real soon.